Your intuition is speaking to you far more often than you realize. The problem isn't hearing it. The problem is recognizing it before your logical mind convinces you it's wrong. Every tarot reader experiences this. You turn over a card, a meaning immediately comes to mind, and then the doubt creeps in. That can't be right. I'm probably just making it up. So you ignore your first impression and start searching for an answer that feels safer. But what if that very first impression was the message you were supposed to trust? In this video, I'm going to show you how to tell the difference between intuition, imagination, and wishful thinking, so you can stop second-guessing yourself and start reading tarot with more confidence. One of the biggest misconceptions about intuition is that it feels magical. People imagine experienced tarot readers receiving dramatic visions, hearing voices, or instantly knowing the answer to every question. For most readers, it isn't like that at all. Intuition is usually quiet. It's subtle. And because it's so subtle, it's incredibly easy to dismiss. Imagine you're looking at the star card. Before you've had time to think, the word hope comes into your mind. Then, almost immediately, another voice appears. No, that's too obvious. Maybe it means healing. Actually, maybe it's about spirituality. Hang on, let me check the guidebook. Within seconds, you've gone from a simple, clear impression to analyzing every possible meaning the card could have. That's what most beginners experience. Not because they don't have intuition, because they don't trust it. One thing I've noticed is that intuition often arrives before you have time to think. It doesn't usually feel dramatic. It feels ordinary. Sometimes it's a single word. Sometimes it's a feeling. Sometimes your eyes are drawn to one small symbol on the card that you've never really noticed before. Sometimes you suddenly remember a conversation or an experience from your own life. These moments often pass so quickly that we ignore them completely. But they matter. That doesn't mean your first impression will always be correct. Tarot isn't about guessing correctly every single time. It's about learning to recognize the way your own intuition communicates with you, and that takes practice. Now, let's talk about imagination, because this is where many readers become confused. People often say, "What if I'm just making it up?" Here's something that might surprise you. Your imagination isn't the opposite of intuition. Very often, intuition uses your imagination to communicate. Think about dreams. When you dream, your subconscious doesn't usually speak in plain sentences. It uses symbols, people, places, and stories. Tarot works in a very similar way. Imagine you're looking at the Six of Swords. Instead of thinking about the traditional meaning, you suddenly picture someone crossing a bridge. The bridge isn't printed on the card. Your imagination created it. But perhaps your intuition is using that image to tell you that this person is moving from one stage of life into another. Or imagine you're reading with the Moon card, and the word trust suddenly appears in your mind. The word isn't written anywhere, yet it perfectly captures the message you need in that moment. This is why imagination isn't something to fear. It's one of the languages your intuition can use. The real question isn't whether an image appeared in your imagination. The real question is whether that image genuinely helps explain the reading. Now let's look at the thing that causes the most problems: wishful thinking. This is where we stop listening to the cards and start listening to what we want the cards to say. Let's say someone asks, "Will my ex come back?" They pull the Five of Cups. Instead of exploring the disappointment, grief, or healing that the card naturally suggests, they immediately begin looking for hidden clues that promise reconciliation. Maybe those 3 spilled cups actually mean something positive. Maybe the 2 standing cups mean they're getting back together. Maybe the bridge in the background means they're reconnecting. Can those symbols be explored? Of course. But are they being explored because the reading supports them, or because the reader desperately wants that outcome? That's a very important difference. Wishful thinking isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's incredibly subtle. It can happen when we desperately want a new job, when we're hoping for a relationship, when we're worried about our health, or whenever emotions become stronger than curiosity. One question I often ask myself during a reading is this: am I observing this, or am I hoping for this? That simple question has saved me from forcing meanings onto the cards many times. If the answer is, I'm hoping. I know I need to take a step back and return to what the cards are actually showing me. If you're enjoying this video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a like. It helps more people discover the channel and lets me know you're enjoying this kind of content. So how do you actually strengthen your intuition? One of the best exercises is also one of the simplest. Turn over a single card. Before you think about keywords, before you reach for a guidebook, simply observe. Ask yourself, what was the very first thing I noticed? Was it a color, a facial expression, an object, a feeling, a word? Write it down. Then ask yourself one more question. If this card could speak one sentence to me right now, what would it say? Again, write down the answer without judging it. Only after you've done that should you look at the traditional meanings. What you'll often discover is that your intuitive impression wasn't wrong. It was simply expressed in your own language. The guidebook might say, "New beginning." You might have written, "It's time to start." Different words, same message. The more you practice this exercise, the easier it becomes to recognize your own intuitive voice. Another exercise I highly recommend is keeping an intuition journal. Every time you do a reading, write down your first impression before you analyze the cards. Then come back a few days or weeks later and see what actually happened. You'll probably notice something surprising. Many of the impressions you doubted were actually the ones that proved to be the most accurate. That's how confidence grows. Not by convincing yourself you're always right, but by collecting evidence that your intuition is worth listening to. And remember, intuition doesn't have to be perfect. Even experienced readers don't interpret every card perfectly every single time. Tarot isn't an exam where every answer is either right or wrong. It's a conversation. Some conversations are crystal clear. Others reveal their meaning gradually. That's completely normal. The goal isn't to eliminate doubt forever. The goal is to stop letting doubt speak louder than your intuition. Because every reading is another opportunity to learn how your intuition communicates with you. And the more you pay attention, the more familiar that quiet voice becomes. I'd love to hear about your own experience. Have you ever had a first impression during a tarot reading that turned out to be exactly right? Or do you still find yourself questioning whether it's intuition or imagination? Share your experience in the comments. Reading your different perspectives helps all of us learn from each other. If you enjoyed this video and want to become a more confident tarot reader, consider subscribing. There are plenty more videos on this channel designed to help you understand tarot in a practical, intuitive way. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.